Good morning students, myself Jyoti Rathore and here I am welcoming all of you in the class of Social Studies for class 9 students. Okay, see children, from our history book we have completed our 2 chapters, from our geography also we have completed 2 chapters. Now from our civics, first chapter was already over, clear? That was all about our democratic system, why this democracy and how we have adopted democracy. Now in our second chapter children we have to see the constitutional design, clear? We have adopted the system but that was not at all enough, clear? To follow that system we have to follow particular rules also and all those rules must be in a written form, clear? Already or in the verbal form, that two things are there, but we have adopted the system, the constitution which is in the written form. A book is there that is known as constitution. In that constitution all the things are written, clear? Now we have to see our chapter 2 is constitutional design only, democratic constitution in South Africa. See children, according to your CBSE, like in my first video I already informed you that your 30% portion is deleted, clear? From that 30% of your portion from your civics book, this topic is already deleted. But I think so that let me explain you, you have to go through it. There is no need to learn to by heart all the things about the South Africa's constitution or the South Africa what was going on in their area. But this is very important when we are learning our system, our constitutional design. So this is very important that we have to see first, that one, clear? Now let us see. So apartheid. Apartheid is a system of racial discrimination unique to South Africa imposed by white European. We all know most of the area in Asia and most of the area in Africa that was occupied by this great European powers, clear? They had made their colonies over here and all the people of that area they had simply used, they had simply discriminated all these people. So the basic problem with South Africa that was racial discrimination. Racial discrimination means on the basis of white and black, clear? They were simply like such kind of discrimination was going on the basis of whites and blacks. The whites were Europeans and the blacks were Africans, okay? So during the 17th and 18th century, the trading company from Europe occupied it with arm and force and become the local ruler. So during 17th and 18th century, when the European power, they were occupying most of the areas of Africa and Asia, they had occupied whole South Africa, clear? And they had made their colonies over there. Now, the system of apartheid divided the people and labeled them on the basis of their skin color. So on the basis of their skin color, like the black people, they were counted as a lower level people and the white people, those who were European, they were counted as very high level people, clear? And that was done by these European powerful people. Now, the white ruler treated all the non-white as inferior, clear? The basic thing is the black people, they were counted as inferior. Clear? Inferior means you are low, you are simply low in rank also, in economic status also, in everything you are low. The non-white did not have voting rights, clear? Now you see what kind of discrimination was going on. These people, that was their own area but they did not have voting rights, first thing. They were forbidden from their living in white areas. Even the white people, they were living in the area that was very posh areas. Okay, they were living. In that area, the blacks were not at all allowed. Okay. And then the black colored and the Indian fought against the apartheid system from 1950. See, we people, we got freedom during the year 1947. But up to 1950, we had seen that we were also struggling in the same way, okay? Because these Britishers, they were ruling over us, they were thinking themselves as white and we were blacks. The same thing was going on in South Africa also. The Europeans, they were thinking themselves as white and rest of the people as black, okay? So this whole community, this, this area of Asian countries, African countries, they were fighting up to the year 1950. And then the African National Congress ANC was the umbrella organization that led the struggle against the policies of segregation. So this ANC, clear? ANC full form is African National Congress. This was the only institution which was struggling, which were fighting for the rights of the blacks. Okay. Now Nelson Mandela, I think this term you all have heard. Now, in your class 10th, we have a chapter also in English that is about Nelson Mandela. So this great person, what he was doing, he was one of the leader among the eight who were tried to prison by the white South African government. Now, this person, he was struggling a lot for the people, and finally he was in the prison. And then, so they were sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964 for daring to oppose the apartheid regime in the country. So up to 1964, this person, he was still in the prison, clear? But he was still struggling. And what was the wrong deed done by this person? That he was raising his voice against the white people, clear? So children, this is all about the whites and the blacks of South Africa. And that was the only reason people were fighting for their freedom. Now, giving rise to new constitution. As the poorest and the struggler against apartheid increased, the black could no longer be kept under the rule of the government through repression. Clear? So when this idea was gaining power, that we just want to separate ourselves from this black and white system, when the idea was getting out, so what was going on? The white regime changed its policies. No? The whitish people, the European powers, they were very clever. So some of the changes they had applied in their policies. Discriminatory laws were repealed, ban on political party and restriction on the media were lifted. Okay. So these things, these measures they had taken, they had applied. Okay. After applying these type of ideas, they were thinking that we can control these black people. Nelson Mandela, who was released after 28 years in the Robben Island prison, the apartheid government came to an end on midnight of 26 April 1994. Final result was Nelson Mandela, he was released from the prison, and in the year 1994, this whole apartheid was going to be end, and paving way for the formation of multiracial government. Finally, in that area, a new government was formed that was multiracial. Okay. Then, following the emergence of the new democratic South Africa, the party that ruled through oppression and brutal killing and the party that led the freedom struggle set together to draw up a common constitution. Clear? The party which was fighting and the party which was already ruling. Both the parties, they were sitting together. Now when the country was free, they have to form a new constitution also. They were sitting together, and in this way they had formed a new constitution. This constitution gave its citizen the most extensive right available in any country. Now these black people also, they have got their rights. Together they decided that in the search of a solution to the problems, nobody should be excluded. Clear? Nobody in the sense, neither the blacks nor the whites, nobody should be excluded. We all should be together, and then we have to take the decision, and then only new constitution will be formed. Why the need of constitution? Now our next topic is why this constitution is needed here. Take the example of South Africa to see why we need the constitution. Now here in this we, I am talking about we, the Indians. Clear? With the thing which was going on in South Africa, same thing was going on in our India also. Okay? So we also need a constitution like South Africa. So the oppressor and the oppressed were planning to live together as equal in the new democracy. Oppressor and the oppressed, we are talking about both kind of people. Okay. So these people, they want to live together, and they want to live together in the same country. Clear? Now, each section wanted to safeguard their interests and wanted substantial social and economic rights. Okay. These type of rights each and everybody should want to safeguard their interests, like whatever things they are doing to safeguard that type of thing, they want particular rights. Through negotiation, both the parties comes to compromise. Okay, negotiation like general talk. With this talking, they have to come together, they have to sit together and they have to find a new solutions. So now, the white agreed to the principle of majority rule, and that one person, one vote. Okay, majority rule. Like everybody should be there in the country, so one person, one vote must be there. They also agreed to accept some basic right for the poor and the workers. Before that they were simply discriminating, but now they said that we are agreeing. Okay, all the poor, all the common section of the society, they must have their common rights. The blacks agreed that majority rule would not be absolute, then the majority would not take away the property of white minority. Okay, the common people, those who are there in the society, they have to live as it is. Like whites also would be as it is. So they are telling, the black agreed that majority rule would not be absolutely, and the majority would not take away the property of white minority. Because now the whitish people, they are few in numbers, so they are telling we will not take your rights or your property. How was this compromise to be implemented? Okay, but the basic question is, they had a compromise, like a common talk is there. But when we are speaking, that thing would not prevail as it is. Like in the next generation, they would not listen. Okay, so the question is still as it is, how this compromise would be implemented. The only way to build and maintain trust in such a situation was to write down some of the rule and the game that one would be abided by. Clear? The main thing that they have to write all the rules, all the negotiations in the form of pen and paper, and after that only they have to be abided by. Abided by means they have to follow it. They will. So now students, the basic question is that, is this compromise be implemented if they follow or if they not follow? Clear? So for that, what they were doing, the only way to build and maintain trust in such a situation was to write down the rules and everybody would be abided by. Clear? The only solution they are getting, that they have to write down all the things. Clear? And by writing down all the things, everybody should be abided by. Everybody should follow it. Okay? And then these supreme rules that no government would be able to ignore, it is called as constitution. Okay? Now, no white, no black, nobody should ignore, nobody should deny, because all the things now in written form, and that written things of rule, it is called as constitution. Understood? So the topic is that why we need the constitution. This is the only reason, because if somebody would deny that I will not follow the rule, then we can't blame the person. Understood? Because the rules are there in a written form and you should follow all those rules. Every country has diverse group of people. Diverse means various kind of people. No? Some are very tall in height like me, some are very short, okay? Some are having long hair, some are black in color, some are white in color. So different kind of people are there in our society. That is called as diverse group of people. All over the world, people have differences of opinion and interest. Definitely, like our Indians, we are having different kind of interests, but the Australians, their interest is different, their ideas are different. Definitely, each and everybody have different ideas and different interests. The constitution is a supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in the territory. Okay? But this constitution is supposed to be the supreme one. All the people, all the citizens, those who are there in the country, along with that, overall supreme decision would be taken by constitution only. Okay? Now, and the relationship between the people and the government, find what constitution do below. Okay? Now, what are the work of this constitution? That I am going to tell you. First one is, it generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kind of people to live together. The first and the major thing, degree of trust and coordination. Okay? Like in your class only, if few people are disagree with that one particular student. So what we supposed to do? We have to talk. Clear? We have to talk with each and every child, what is your problem, what is their problem, and afterwards only we come to a conclusion. That is with the help of, like I am simply taking your, thinking about your trust, thinking about your belief, and then only I am going to take decision. That decision, that power, it is there in the hands of constitution. Second thing, it specifies how the government will be constituted and who will have the power to take which decision. Clear? This constitution only will decide that what are the governmental bodies, what are those major institutions which will be there in our government, and what kind of decision would be taken by them. Like in our India, we all know the whole body, the whole system is divided into three. Clear? Three pairs. Okay. So according to that only they are working, like their work is decided, their powers are decided, according to that only they will work, and they will not interfere in any other institutional work. And the next thing is, it lays down limit on the powers of the government and tells us that what the rights of the citizen are. Clear? About the rights of the citizen, that is also given by constitution. Like the citizen, they will not say that we are very much powerful, everything would be there in our hand only. No, that is not the way. Clear? They have to apply the things on the basis of constitution only. The fourth thing, it expresses the aspiration of the people about creating a good society. Okay? All the people, they have to be in the society and they have to form a good society. Not a violent society, not a society which is based on religion, not like that. Okay? They have to form a good society where all the people, they have to work for their own areas. Okay? Now, all the countries that have constitution are not necessarily democratic. Now, the main thing, like in my first chapter also, I told you the whole world, it is divided into different, different policies, different democratic system they have adopted. Major countries, they have adopted this democratic system. Major countries, they have their own constitution, but few countries which are not following this policy also. Clear? Like this Arabian countries, they are not following the policy of a democratic system. So they are telling all the countries that have constitution are not necessarily democratic. Constitution is there, rules are there according to their country, but this is not necessary that most of the countries would be democratic. Some exceptions are there. Okay. Now, but all the countries that are democratic will have constitution. But if the country is a democratic country, like nearly 147 countries are there in the world which are having this democratic system. This is important that they have a constitution. They have all the rules in the written form. This is very important. Clear, children? So now up to here we have seen first case, that is the case of South Africa, that you just have to read, don't just learn by heart. But from our India, why we need a constitution and what are the powers that the constitution have of our India, that is there. Clear, children? Now in my next video, I have to tell you in detail that how that constitution is formed and what are the things which are implemented by this constitution and how our government run. Clear? So till my next video, you just have to read this much. So thank you all of you.